Welcome back to Poor Boys RC, everybody. You know it's going to be a serious video today because I'm sitting down at my editing computer. Guys, today we're going to talk about 3 internet scams that are happening right now in the RC world that are very popular and that are stealing people's money. Times are tough, and I don't want any of you guys to be losing your hard-earned money while others are out there scamming. So please watch today's video, give a thumbs up if you enjoy it, subscribe to the channel if you haven't already, and let's get into it.
Excellent!
So like I said in the intro, guys, we're going to talk about 3 common internet scams that are out there right now in the RC community specifically. But before we get into that, I want to say one thing. If it sounds too good to be true, it's probably too good to be true. Add to that the fact that scammers are more brazen than ever. These guys have no problem calling you up on your phone, texting you, finding you on WhatsApp, Instagram, whatever you use. These guys have no shame. They're coming after you. Did you know this is a $1 trillion industry worldwide? In 2024, scamming has become a $1 trillion a year industry. That is a crazy number, and you can bet with AI coming around the corner, it's only going to get bigger. So the 3 scam types that we're going to look at today are: number 1, buy and sell sites. Now, I'm not going to name any site specifically because it's not about bringing down the site. It's about the fact that there's all these nasty scammers out there that know these sites exist. They know these sites are vulnerable in a lot of ways because they create these fake accounts and they get access and they kind of play off as true members, authentic members of the groups. Secondly, we're going to look at large overseas online retailers. Again, I'm not beating up the retailers. It's not necessarily their fault, but AliExpress, eBay, Banggood, you know what I'm talking about. And one that I just came across this morning, which I found really interesting, is a fake local hobby store ad. This one really caught my attention. It stunk right off the bat, but we got some good info on this one. I think you guys will really enjoy it. Okay, let's dive into it. All right, guys, so the first one we're going to talk about today is the large online retailer scam. Now, I'm going to use me as an example. I baited myself. I had a very, very strong inclination that this too good to be true deal was in fact too good to be true. So I went ahead with it on AliExpress. So basically how the AliExpress scam worked is that they had some RC cars listed up here. And again, we're not talking about AliExpress. We're not here to blame them. We're not here to blame the RC car manufacturers. We're talking about a fraudulent seller that created an account, a seller account on AliExpress. So this fraudulent seller sets up an account and they list these RC cars for a price that is way too good to be true. $16, $17, $18 for $120 cars. Man, these guys are giving these cars away. Let's buy 4 of them. I knew it sounded way too good to be true. So I did a little bit of digging and I made sure that before I made my purchase, I had buyer protection. Now, this is one of the ways you guys can protect yourselves, whether you're on eBay or AliExpress or any online platform. Make sure you familiarize yourself with the rules of the buyer protection program. Often there are timelines you have to work within, otherwise you may not be protected. Now, in this case specifically, I did have buyer protection. I made myself familiar with the rules of the buyer protection program. I went ahead, I bought 4 RC cars and pulled the trigger. And this is what happened. So the seller does a great job of making it look legit. They say, here's your tracking number, blah, blah, blah. But the tracking number doesn't go anywhere. It's a fake tracking number. I think at this point, what the seller is trying to do is hope that you just don't notice. And then once you're outside of your buyer protection window, it's too bad, so sad. They take your money and run. They just took your money, you got nothing out of it, and they just poof, disappear. Now, having a feeling about this being a scam, I made sure to follow up with them. But once I started my dispute, the scammer, these guys, man, they're so brutal. He got back to me and he said, sorry about the delay. What I'm gonna do is this thing's held up at the post office. I'm gonna give you a little refund, a couple bucks. I guess that's not a bad return on investment. People give you $100 and you give them back 5. That's not bad. Considering your overhead is 0, good job, scammer. You win some money. Now, in this case, I was able to deny it. I got AliExpress involved. They recognized the fact right away that this is indeed a scammer, and I was refunded 100%. And there's nothing like coming home on a Friday night after a hard week of work, couple pints, you get online, start looking around, and you're like, oh, I'm gonna buy, look at that smoking deal, holy cow. Hey, listen, 2-3 IPAs later, your judgment can be a little bit clouded. You hit that purchase button. The next morning, you don't even remember. How many times that happened to you? Let me know in the comments below. Something shows up at your door. You're like, I don't even remember ordering that. I think that's what these guys are really waiting on and preying on. So be careful on these large international websites. Remember, if it sounds too good to be true, it's probably too good to be true. All right, guys, from there, let's shift gears over to Marketplace. Guys, these groups are rampant for scammers. They are full of scammers. Being that I have my own Facebook group, guys, I've seen it come up with members in my own group. It's only 6,000 people in the group, and we've had people in there getting scammed. And what the scammers like to do is they go into the Facebook groups, they go into buy and sell groups or whatever social media sites, they take all of your photos, your awesome RC car photos, they pretend that they are their own, they steal a profile, they make a whole fake profile, and then they try and sell it to you. Obviously, there's no car, you're not getting a car, but the ads look legit. This is very, very popular right now on social media. And oftentimes what these guys do is they want you to pay with PayPal and they want you to send it friends and family. Do not send it friends and family. Again, guys, you need buyer protection. If you use friends and family on PayPal, you are throwing your buyer protection out the window. You will not be protected. By using PayPal goods and services, there's a 4% additional fee that goes onto the sale cost of the item. Guys, it's 4%. If you're buying a $100 car, what's an extra $4? If you're buying a $1,000 car, what's an extra $40? Honestly, when you calculate the risk, I don't think the 4% is a big deal. I've had a lot of deals myself that I've done on Facebook Marketplace, and people have said, I want to do the friends and family. I said, no, goods and services only. And they're like, okay, well, you're paying for the 4%. Okay, I'll pay the 4%. I don't mind. At least then I know I've got buyer protection. If they steal all my money, even my 4%, at least I get it all back. So remember, PayPal friends and family is a giant red flag. Use it for friends and family, not strangers on the internet. Otherwise they call it PayPal strangers on the internet. This one really irked me because this scammer in particular was one of the more brazen modern day scammers. I mean, again, this is a $1 trillion a year industry, and these guys do this for a living now. They've got no problem sitting in a phone all day and just lying to your face and taking your money. They're good at it. They train at it. They've got pre-written scripts to do this, guys. So in this case, somebody's looking to buy an RC car online. They find a sweet deal. In fact, they even know where the RC car came from. The buyer and the seller discuss a price. The buyer pays. Unfortunately, in this case, the buyer ended up paying friends and family. So no buyer protection. And this scammer was doing some crazy things. Check out some of these photos. Obviously, I had to black out some of this stuff for safety of the people involved here. But you can see what they've done here. They've got like a PDF and they've printed on top of it. So if you really look closely, you can spot some of these fine details. This is the level you're gonna have to start going to and making some of these deals online, guys. And another thing they start to do, I noticed, is that they always include an extra fee. There's always an extra this, extra that. In this case, you can see there's an extra 20 euro cost for whatever it is. So it's not like, it's not like the sale price was enough for them. They want to keep ripping you off as much as they possibly can. Once they know they've got you, they're going to do their best to continue manipulating you and squeeze as much money out of your wallet as they possibly can. Now, unfortunately, in this case, this buyer ended up losing all his money. So again, remember guys, if it sounds too good to be true, it's probably too good to be true, and always make sure you have buyer protection. Now, the final scam type I want to talk to you guys about today is a new one. I just saw it today, believe it or not. I thought this is great time because I'm working on this video anyway. I needed 3 things to discuss, and this one's going to wrap it up perfectly. So here we see an ad from Pro RC, which is a legitimate company in Quebec, Canada. And of course, they are presenting a deal that is way too good to be true. $15 for a Traxxas Max? Dude, sign me up. Let's go. I hadn't even had my morning coffee yet, and I was looking at this ad and I thought, come on guys. Again, is it too good to be true? Heck yeah. So let's dive into this. I wanted to look into this one a little bit further. This one's actually kind of funny. So they probably just took a photo of a real ad that this hobby store had, fudged around the numbers, made it look too good to be true. But the thing is, they even put in a hyperlink. And check this out. I click on the link and it takes you to a site that's obviously a fake site, but it looks like a legit Traxxas website. I mean, they took all the images right from Traxxas. To think that they're going to this level to steal your money, I hope it's really opening people's eyes to just how common this is. This is happening all around us all day, every day. You got a bird. Whoa, dude, that thing's huge. Huey. Okay, cool, bud. Go outside, dude. So I thought this one was particularly clever because I just haven't seen this one yet. Maybe you guys have. Let me know in the comments below. Now, being that these scammers are taking advantage of 2 people, really. They're taking the money from you, and they're also taking advantage of this local hobby store. Now, this hobby store might not know this is going on. This could give them a bad name. So I decided to give them a call. Calling.
Bonjour, bienvenue chez ProRC. Nous sommes dans l'impossibilité de prendre votre appel. Laissez-nous un bref message ainsi que vos coordonnées. Merci.
Bonjour, ne parle français beaucoup. My name is Phil, and I'm curious about an ad that I see on Facebook. It appears that it's probably a scam, definitely too good to be true, and it's regarding your store. I'm not a scammer. I'm actually a RC YouTube enthusiast, and I came across... Oh, hello?
Hey, how are you?
Good, thanks. How are you?
I'm good.
Oh, good. Thanks. Thanks for grabbing the call. I'm not sure if you heard that or not, but I see an ad on Facebook here for your hobby store.
For the Max at like $20.
What's that?
For the Max at like $20.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a scam. It's happened sometimes in the year. They try to steal money from people. So
Yeah, I figured as much. I mean, it looks really stinky, and I clicked on the link and everything. I just didn't know if you guys knew, because obviously, you know, I was like, oh, they're Canadian, they're in Quebec, perfect. I'll call. I don't want them to get, you know, they make you look bad sometimes. Some of these scammers, right?
Yeah, I know. I already try to report this, and a lot of customers already told me about this. So.
Oh, okay, good. Okay, that's awesome.
Please report it. That'd be appreciated.
Yeah. Okay. Well, I'll report on Facebook too. I just want to give you guys a call and let you know what's going on.
Yeah, thank you very much.
Okay. Thanks, buddy. Have a good day.
Have a good day. Bye-bye.
Bye. So that's awesome. It's really good to know there was a bunch of people out there that called them up and let them know what was happening. But again, guys, it just goes to show that these guys are out there and they're relentless. Again, it's $1 trillion a year industry. It's not going to get smaller. It's only going to get bigger. And once AI really gets to a better level with voices and faces and everything else, guys, you're really going to have to be very, very sharp when doing any kind of purchases online. Anyway, guys, that is it for me today. I hope you guys enjoyed today's video. If you did, give a thumbs up, subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. That would mean the world to me. We want to get to at least 50,000 subs by the end of this year. I know we can do it. I just need you to click a few buttons. I've also got affiliate links, coupon codes. I got all sorts of stuff down there, raffles, all in the description box down below. If you guys click on some of those when you're making your RC purchases, that'll also help support the channel. That'll help keep the content flowing, and maybe I'll grow a bit of hair back. Thanks so much for watching the show, guys. Be excellent to each other.